this is NJ, your host on this channel. In this video, we will have our discussion on understanding the Navamsa placement of the planets. Whether you want to use the Navamsa for understanding the planetary placement in the natal chart, or whether while assessing the transit of the planets as well, over there as well, in which specific Navamsa degree a planet is transiting, knowing that becomes very important. So definitely guys, because ever since Jupiter is planning to make a foray in the Taurus sign, a lot many people have been uploading content. Even I have uploaded my assessment of the customized results for all the ascendants. Now today I was initially thinking about making a video on transit of Jupiter from the Taurus over your natal planets, like if you have planets over there. So then I kind of walked myself out of it. Then the second topic which was going on in my mind was I can make a video on, because today only Mars has gotten very close to the transiting Saturn in the Purvabhadra Nakshatra. Then later on, eventually I made up my mind that okay, we can have our discussion first on that, the way everyone is talking about Jupiter's upcoming transit in the Taurus. Some people are making use of the Bhinashtak Varga, Sarvashtak Varga from the moon, from the Navtara concept, but moreover, understanding the contribution coming in from the Navamsa also becomes very important. Now why Navamsa? Because we all know this thing that somehow planets Navamsa degrees somehow gives you this information regarding the true intent of that planet. Like specifically, if we have to talk from the point of view of a planet which in itself represents good luck and fortune, so somehow its Navamsa degrees will also give you very deeper insight. And also guys, because even in the Brihadhura Shastra, in majority of the scriptures, it has been mentioned that you cannot come to any conclusion while predicting or while doing prediction for any person on any natal chart without looking at the planetary placement in the D9 chart as well, because D9 chart somehow gives you this insight about the true strength intent of that planet. So okay guys, now because in this video we will be majorly focusing on that how to make use of the Navamsa degrees while doing the assessment for the transit of the slow moving planets. Like we know this thing that Jupiter is going to be staying in one zodiac sign roughly for a year's time. Saturn stays in one zodiac sign for almost 2.5 years of time. Rahu and Ketu stays in one zodiac sign for around 18 months of time. So in this whole stay of the planets in one specific zodiac sign and the transition in their degrees and the Navamsa contribution, how does it impacts the result? So guys, we will be having this discussion on a very structured way. So the very first thing, because we will be focusing only on the Navamsa degrees in the transit of these slow moving planets. So first of all, it becomes very important for you to know that which all houses in the transit are considered as very fortunate for majority of these slow moving planets. So we know this thing that for Rahu and Ketu, they transit in the Upachya Bhava, like 3rd house, 6th house, 10th house, 11th house is generally considered as fortunate. Transit of Jupiter, like in majority of the houses of which it is considered as the significator or Karaka, like 2nd house, 5th house, 9th house, 11th house, it is the significator of marriage. So let's put 7th house as well. So Jupiter's transit from these houses is considered as fortunate, and same is the case guys with planet Mars and Saturn. So Trishadya Bhava, like 3rd house, 6th house, 11th house, their transit from these houses are considered as fortunate. So now guys, I do not want your dependability on the software, while even if you have to do the assessment of the specific Navamsa degree. So in order to do that in your mind, in your fingertips and all, so what is the principle or formula you have to use? So first of all, how you can divide the overall space of one zodiac sign in 9 padas, in 9 Navamsas. So that's very simple. One pada is of 3 degree 20 minutes. So all what you have to do is that from 0 to 3 degree 20 minutes is going to be the first Navamsa pada. From 3 degree 20 minutes to 6 degree 40 minutes, it's going to be the second Navamsa pada. From 6 degree 40 minutes to 10, it's going to be the third Navamsa pada. Till 13 degree 20 minutes, from 10 degree, it's going to be the fourth Navamsa pada. From 13 degree 20 minutes to 16 degree 40 minutes, is going to be the fifth Navamsa pada. From 16 degree 40 minutes to 20 degree, it is going to be the 6th Navamsa Pada. 7th is going to be from 20 to 23 degree 20 minutes. 8th is going to be from 23 degree 20 minutes to 26 degree 40 minutes, and 9th Pada is going to be from 26 degree 40 minutes till 30 degree. So this is how we have divided one zodiac sign into 9 equal parts. So now guys, the thumb rule which you have to remember is very simple. Now you have to understand the zodiac sign on the basis of elements, like the way when we talk about the fire signs. So those are Aries, Leo and the Sagittarius. So all what you have to do is that the very first Navamsa Pada of the fire signs always starts with the Aries Navamsa. Same way when we talk about the earth signs, which are Taurus, Virgo and Capricorn. So their very first Navamsa Pada always starts with the Capricorn Navamsa Pada. When we talk about the air signs, which are Gemini, Libra and Aquarius, their first Navamsa Pada always starts with the Libra Navamsa Pada. And when we talk about the water signs, Cancer, Scorpio and Pisces, their first Navamsa Pada always begins with the Cancer Navamsa Pada. So now guys, now just because after knowing this, I will also give you a reference chart so that you can practice what we have just discussed. So let's say for example, I have just taken today's right at the time when I was about to start recording this video, the transit chart. So as we can see over here, that if I were to ask you that, okay, Venus is exalted in the Pisces, it is in the 11 degrees. So which Navamsa Pada is it transiting? Now how will you do that? So that's very simple. We all know this thing, that the water signs, water element, Cancer, Scorpio and the Pisces, their first Navamsa always starts with the Cancer Navamsa. And just because Venus is in the 11 degree, so that means it is in the 4th Navamsa Pada. So that means from the Cancer, you have to go 4 places ahead of it. So if you will go to the like Cancer and go 4 places ahead of it, you will reach the Libra sign. So that means Venus is in the Pisces, but it is in the Libra Navamsa Pada. I hope I did not make you guys go confused. Okay, let's take another sign. So right now in the transit, Moon is transiting in the Aries and it is transiting in the 15 degrees. So it's very simple. Which Navamsa Pada the planet is if it is in the 15 degree. So we know that basis the distribution which I gave it to you, it is going to be in the 5th Navamsa Pada. And for the fire signs, Aries, Leo and the Sagittarius, so it always starts with the Aries Navamsa Pada first. So you have to go 5 places ahead from the Aries. That will land you in the Leo sign. So Moon is in the Aries, but in the Navamsa, it is in the Leo Navamsa Pada. That is the same way guys, you have to do the calculation for all the planets. So now you know manually how to calculate the Navamsa degree of any specific planet within the zodiac belt. Now comes the question how to make use of it. So okay guys, let's use this in one reference chart. So the chart which you are seeing in your screen. So now you have to understand that when we talk about the transit of the planets and including their Navamsa degree, how it is going to be impacting or influencing this person. So guys, that's very simple. Let's take up the case of the planet Mars first. So now we know this thing that Mars right now at a time when I'm recording this video, I showed you the chart. So Mars is currently transiting in the Aquarius, but it is transiting in the Pisces Navamsa. So guys, see, if you will see over here, the way at the beginning of this video I mentioned this thing that Mars and Saturn, they transit from the Trishadya Bhava, like from the 3rd house, 6th house, 11th house is considered as very fortunate. So now we can say this thing that, see, Mars is transiting in the 11th house. Mars has got a rulership over the ascendant and the 8th house as well, but just because it is ascendant lord, so it is favorable planet for this person. It is transiting in a favorite house basis the transit rule. And third thing is that because it is transiting in the Pisces Navamsa, so just because planet is auspicious for the chart, planet is transiting in its favorable house, and so now it is going to be giving the result of the Navamsa Pada as well. So native will also get the benefit, like positive results of the 12th house as well when Mars is transiting in the 11th house. Like during this time, if native is going to file any lawsuit, native is going to have victory over there. If during this time native is going to native has any concerns of immigration, foreign land and all, native is going to get benefited over there. So this is how you have to use the Navamsa in the transit. Same way guys, let's take up the case of the Rahu. So we know this thing that Rahu is currently transiting Pisces. Rahu's transit from the 12th house is not considered as very good, like the way the basic fundamental principle which I gave it to you, that Rahu's transit from the Upachya Bhava, 3rd, 6th, 10th, 11th is considered as auspicious. So basis the same theory, we can see this thing that Rahu's transiting in the 12th house, it is not very favorable. Now it is transiting in the Pisces for this person in the 12th, but it is transiting in the Capricorn Navamsa. So now we get to know this thing that if Rahu is going to be active right now for this person, it will not give very good results. Specifically, like if Rahu's Antardasha, Pretantar is also on for this person. So, and Rahu is transiting from the 12th house, and Rahu is in the Capricorn Navamsa. So pertaining to the matters of the career, this might slightly indicate some sort of career related losses or vulnerability as well. Like you might have to drain too much of the energy, and the outcome which will come, that will be proportionately might be very less. Now guys, when we look at how Ketu is going to be behaving as per its Navamsa degrees, so the theory which we have learned so far, that Rahu and Ketu and they transit from the Upachya Bhava, 3rd house, 6th house, 10th house, 11th house is considered as fortunate. So Ketu is going to be transiting in the Virgo, which for this reference chart will fall in the 6th house. Second thing is that so one eligibility is getting fulfilled. Ketu in the Upachya Bhav is considered as good. Ketu individually for this person in the odd signs in the 7th is still considered as mediocre. So we got to know about the transiting planet. We also got to know about the individual strength of that planet in the natal chart. Third thing is that so just because now planet is transiting in a favorable condition, it is favorable in the chart. So that means its Navamsa involvement and degree will also manifest good results. So the Cancer Navamsa energy somehow is connected with the 4th house for this natal chart. So that will tell about that if native is going to have any ongoing domestic life related, lawsuit related concerns, any of the housing loan related concerns, native during this time, if Ketu is also active in the sub period, in the Antardasha and all, native might be able to get good results. And lastly guys, from the Jupiter's point of view, so we know this thing that Jupiter, which is currently transiting in the Aries, now in the 1st house for this native in this reference chart. So generally Jupiter is considered as good, transiting from the 2nd house, 5th house, 7th house, 9th house, 11th house. But still, just because Jupiter is going to be transiting in the 1st house and it is transiting in the Scorpio Navamsa, so we can say this thing that once Jupiter will move to the 2nd house in the Taurus, that transit is going to be much more beneficial for the native. But right now, if we have to summarize, Jupiter is transiting over the natal Rahu. Jupiter is getting the 3rd aspect in the transit of the planet Saturn as well, and over and above that, it is transiting in a house which for its transit rule is not considered as very fortunate, and it is transiting in the Scorpio Navamsa. So that means Jupiter's transit is somehow does not seems to be very fortunate for this person. Like the way auspicious planet is not going to be leaving all of its auspiciousness. It's just like that. During this time, there will be vulnerability of the health related concern, and all the optimism, all the good luck which this planet in the transit could otherwise would have bestowed is getting blocked because of transiting over natal Rahu, because of the aspect of the planet Saturn, and also carrying the Navamsa energy of the 8th house as well. So yes guys, this is the fundamental concept which you can use in the transit as well. Like the way, for example, we all know this thing that Jupiter, which is currently transiting in the Aries, and very soon it is going to be transiting in the Taurus sign. So whatsoever we have learned today, try to implement it in your chart as well. Like first of all, you have to figure out that in with Navamsa, try to do that manually. You have to promise me that. So first of all, try to figure out that in which Navamsa it is transiting, basis the houses where the transit of Jupiter is considered as auspicious. Is that eligibility getting fulfilled in your natal chart or not. Is it transiting in the second house, fifth house, seventh house, ninth house, 11th house? And then you have to figure out if it is transiting in a favorable house, then we can say this thing that the Navamsa sign and that house will somehow also contribute favorably to you. So yes guys, this is something which I wanted to say as a part of my inputs. For further more updates and notifications on the divine science of Vedic astrology, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on my Instagram account. Dhanyavad.